Scientists, so today jumping into this week's guild quests. Right now, we currently have access to the Nightmare Merely Human guild quest. It's a guild quest phase that's access to some pretty good characters. Soifon, for example, right now is the most used unit. She's been a great lead in this guild quest phase for the last year since her introduction during the 9th anniversary. And even if you aren't using her as a main, you're likely using her as a side because she's a really good unit for the boost and also weakening procs. We of course also do have the new release of the Kubo playable swimsuit Rangiku character. And then we also have Driscoll. But Driscoll's awkward. But what you're also going to notice is that people are actually using 10th anniversary ICHIGO. And there's a reason for that. It's fortunate right now that the final boss is a hard character, so you can get away using this character. But also 10th anniversary ICHIGO is such a good character. It's such an amazing character that despite the, guild quest being against him right now, his range damage is cut in half. He's doing less damage than he normally would do in his current guild quest phase. But it is 10th anniversary ICHIGO, and you can actually use him as a lead right now. So that's exactly what we are going to do. We might not get the best score, but the fact that you can even use him, I think is really good. But I will say, if you have the character duped out, I've seen people get like 50 seconds remaining using a max transcended 10th anniversary ICHIGO, which is crazy to think about for a guild quest phase that, again, is cutting his damage output in half. Now, it's worth mentioning because this is an ongoing issue right now in guild quests, is that Caleb are shadow buffing the HP, making it more difficult for you to get your normal score rewards, and therefore maybe making it harder to get all the orb rewards. Last week was a terrible example where, the enemy's HP was buffed by like 70%, a ridiculous amount, and it was significantly harder. This time around, despite us getting a new character release, I thought it would be the same, but they only buffed the HP by 10%, which is still bad because they are shadow buffing the guild quests. At 10%, you might as well not even changed it, but it is a lot easier compared to the week prior, and it's very similar to what we normally expect in a guild quest like this. So if you were able to beat this guild quest when it was last available, likely you're going to be able to beat it now, and you shouldn't really struggle as much compared to the previous week. Again, the hope is that Caleb can just stop shadow buffing, and the fact that they've now lowered it to around a 10% increase kind of seems like they have seen the backlash. But when it comes to how we are building ICHIGO today, we are going with this particular build, going with these 3 soul traits. My ICHIGO is 2-5, so level 13 SP and focus, with full stamina, and also focus as bonus abilities. Again, like always, the more duplicates, the better. With that, we are using Soifon. Like I did mention, right, she's a really good character. And while the boost effects kind of made her worse when she first came out, I didn't personally like that on SP units, it is going to make it relevant quite for a long time in guild quests, in my opinion, because you always get to use her. The fact that she can apply weakening means that when she does get that status proc, it allows my ICHIGO or any other future lead to do 50% more damage, assuming they can't inflict weakening themselves. She has a good strong attack kit, overall good unit still. And then with that, because we are using a Mind Soripa, we are now using Academy Shuhei to get that 20% strong attack damage buff, the additional 20%, and also 40% more damage. Likewise, if you were using the new swimsuit Rangiku, for example, you would pretty much run the same team, just replace ICHIGO with her instead. So let's see how it goes. We're not going to try and go for like the highest score, but like if we can even beat it, that's going to be crazy, right? So let's use our SA1 into the tomb. I think at some points, if we had a no-attack damage character, it would help us out greatly. Because our damage output, like there, for example, we need to wait for a strong attack. But it's not going too bad. Going into Ririka, really good damage there. If we can use a strong attack when Soifon uses one, it's great for us, right? Let's Sobom. Sobom actually kills everyone. You love to see it. And then going into Kugo, we'll use our SA3 into the 1. Maybe if Soifon got a weakening proc, we would have been able to kill that. But look at that. We killed 35 seconds remaining using a ranged character. Damage output is cut in half. And we're still clearing pretty fast. Part of me kind of wants to max transcend him now. I mean, not really for this guild quest in particular, but, one of my reasons for max transcending ICHIGO was that technically you didn't need to. Because he kills his guild quest so fast. But if people are using him outside of ranged guild quests, and I could potentially do that in max transcendence, I kind of want it. I mean, I won't do it just for that, mini guild quest, but it's an extra benefit of having this character max transcended, Now we are going into the final boss here. We have 10 seconds to go. Can we actually kill this? We have all our strong attacks here. Is it possible? Let's EX. It's very close. SA1. Finish up with the 2. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely insane. What a unit. What a unit. And you know what? We might be able to do the same with the other 10th anniversary characters. More so, Renji. and also Jushiro. I mean, it is only a 35-second clear time, but it's still crazy nonetheless that you can actually use a ranged character in a melee guild quest. I'm not sure when the last time we ever did that. I feel like the last time we did use something like that, but this was before, of course, the, guild quest just naturally got buffed over time. Not shadow buff, but, they added the extra levels, for example. It got more difficult over time. The closest thing that we've seen to this was when we used Kenpachi, I believe, in the Aaroniero guild quest. But I do know people were using Kenpachi in the Ranger Spada guild quests, but that's something you don't really do nowadays. But the fact that, unironically, ICHIGO is a viable lead in a melee guild quest is kind of crazy. Let's go again. Let's go again. If anything, if you don't have Shuhei, or if you find that you aren't beating all 5 extra levels, or all 4 extra levels, you might want to bring a normal attack damage character. Because again, the guild quest got buffed by 10%, but it's only seen in the first 5 waves. So these waves in particular. Not the extra levels. The extra levels are the exact same. So going into Ruroka here, let's use our SA1. Again, ICHIGO's strong attack kit's really good here. But just constantly implying status procs. Grouping everyone together. And again, our Soulbomb damage can actually do some real good damage here, especially with the, debuff, the weakened defense, the bombardment +2. While Soulbomb damage isn't that important, it's actually still really good to have a good Soulbomb damage. Especially when you are in a situation where, it's very awkward when some characters use the Soulbomb and then don't kill all the small mobs. Makes the run less awkward, especially if they don't have, Lacerate. Or, sorry, Paralysis and Freeze that, push all the enemies away. So ICHIGO being able to kill with a Soul Bomb is really good in my opinion. That SA2 did not do a lot of damage here. And damn, we took some damage. Unfortunate. Doesn't seem we are going to be able to beat this. 5 extras, but it's fine. We didn't get a better score this time around. Shuei's gone ahead and died. Not looking too good right now. So you want to make sure if you are doing this, either have a normal attack damage character in exchange for Shuhei, or just don't take damage. If you take damage, the run's kind of over. Let's do one more attempt though. Let's see how it goes. This definitely isn't going to be my go-to team though. Because right now it seems like the best I can get is 35 seconds. Maybe if we're lucky we get 40. But my team I know can get around 45 seconds plus. Last time I got 48 with Driscoll and Soifon. This time maybe not the same because again they buffed it by 10%. We'll be able to get some decent squad at the very least. Ruroka is quite tanky here right now. Going to Tsukishima. Again, it feels really good using his Soul Bomb. And then going into Kugo. Thought I missed my strong attack there. There's an enemy far away. But we can use our strong attack 1. It's a bit slower here. A bit slower on this part. Is it still beatable? Maybe we got really lucky. Well, I want to be at least once more. Again, someone got the weakening proc. Lovely. Again, similar to Driscoll runs, or even Rangiku if you're using her, you really need to take advantage of that weakening proc. When she gets the weakening, you want to have an attack ready. Because then you just do 50% more damage. Let's use our 1. And so you got the weakening proc. There we go. Nice. Really good damage there. Let's use our SA1 here. Use our EX. Doesn't seem like we're going to be able to quite beat it, but it was close again. Oh, it was very close. And we took a hit right at the end, damn. So we were kind of 5 seconds slower in the first 5 waves, and that definitely added to our time here. If we had those extra 5 seconds in the extra wave, we would have been golden. But yeah, if you are someone that does have ICHIGO, 10th anniversary, duped out, it's worth using it. It really is. Especially if you have him more than 2 out of 5. If you have him 1 out of 5, and you have no other good lead, it's worth using. That's why I'm making this video, right? He's not the best lead, but he is an option for those that don't have a good, viable lead for this guild quest phase. Which is great to see for a 10th anniversary character, you know? Mazio EX here. Going to Tsukishima. Can we just Soul Bomb and then... I guess that's fine. And then with Kugo. Again, we're looking at 30-second clear time here. Not quite. 28. Is that good enough? Do we have enough time to beat this? Let's find out. SA3. Fortunately, that's when the weakening proc activates. I kind of wanted to save the strong attack 1 there. That's decent. That was a lucky status proc. Someone did some good damage there. She's also still at full stamina. That also helps too. Okay, really good damage there. Is this enough? I think it might be. We'll let the EX do his damage. There we go. So we were able to beat it again, even if we were slow in the first 5 extra waves. So, yeah, there you go, ICHIGO. Surprisingly, is a decent lead for the melee human guild quest. Who would have thought? Maybe they expected. I mean, it's 10th anniversary. ICHIGO is one of the best characters in the game. But I didn't expect to be using him in melee human guild quest. It's kind of a shame now, because again, I didn't max transcend the character because I just didn't need to. At 2 out of 5, he's great as is for his guild quest. But at 5 out of 5, I feel like he would be better to use than my current team right now with Driscoll and also Soifon. And last time around, I got like a 48-second clear time. If I had ICHIGO max transcend, I'd be able to potentially beat that, which is crazy to think about. Let me know in the comments below, though, if you have been using this character in this guild quest. I'm curious to know if anyone's actually using him as their go-to lead. He makes for a consistent lead, so it's honestly not bad. It's worth it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Take care and peace.